Good afternoon. Hope you're having a great day. So, it's a tough day to wake up as a Jew in America, and especially for 1.1 million Jews who live in New York City. There's no whitewashing it, and there's no silver linings in it. It's painful when the person who wins the election, the most populous Jewish city in the world, refuses to condemn Hamas, threatens to arrest the prime minister of the only free and democratic country in the Middle East. When the elected official, the mayor of the city, screams on his election night, says free Palestine, which of course has nothing to do with New York City. There's no whitewashing, there's no sugarcoating. It's a painful day, it's a tough day. But there's also lessons to learn and important ways to move forward, which I think behooves and is a must for every single one of us in the Jewish community who cares and loves dearly our democracy in America, our relationship and bipartisanship with the state of Israel and with all countries who seek freedom and love and dignity for all. You know, in this week's Torah portion, we read the story of Abraham. After God comes to visit Abraham when he's healing from a circumcision, God ends up in a negotiation with Abraham about the people of Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, as Alan Dershowitz always says, the reason why Jews are such good lawyers is because the first negotiator in the Bible is none other than Abraham, who negotiates with God literally. You see, Sodom and Gomorrah was a city that was cruel, that was vicious, that tortured and made people suffer for no other reason than who they were or what their affordability was. And it says, Zaka stoim v'amayda, God heard their cry. God wanted to destroy the city. But before that, Abraham plays with him. And Abraham tries to negotiate with God. Maybe we'll find 50 people in the city, maybe, which would be 10 for each city that were righteous, and that would be a minyan. Maybe 45, and we could count God for each city because he's righteous in the whole world, and maybe 40 and save 4, etc., etc. And then, at the end, God destroys the city because we couldn't find any righteous people. You know, besides the fact that Mamdani became the mayor, is the fact that 49% of the most populous Jewish city, and amongst them quite a amount of Jews, didn't care about the way Mamdani spoke about the Jewish people, his indifference to who we are and what we are, and they voted for him anyways. But we have to learn from Abraham. You see, Abraham was engaged. Abraham spoke up when he saw injustice. Abraham was involved not just in what was his goal and focal point of monotheism, of bringing God's identity to the world, but if it was Sodom and Gomorrah, if it was his nephew Lot, when he got kidnapped, Abraham never remained silent and refused to just be indifferent to what was going on. And the biggest thing is, if you think about who was the original candidate and ended up being the one who ran against Mamdani, it was Andrew Cuomo, who was a candidate that didn't muster any excitement at all. Why did that happen? Because enough people weren't engaged and excited, enthusiastic for the future of the city and who would be the next mayor, as were the socialists, the communists, and the Mamdani people. But they did wake up. But it was a little too late and a little too little. Yes, originally it looked like it would be even a bigger win for Mamdani. It ended up being a little less. But that's not the point. The point is that we must be engaged in the political venue, in being active, in being loud, in being unequivocal, in how we think, in being proud Jews. And now we have a job, a task. We have to hold the fire to Mamdani. He says he wants to be the mayor of all, and we have to make sure. Today already in the morning there were swastikas at a yeshiva in Brooklyn, in Queens. We have to stand up with one voice and unity as the Jewish people, and hopefully This will be a good litmus test for the world to see what it means to have a socialist in office, what it means to have someone who refuses to condemn terror and condemns the police and doesn't want law and order. And it'll be a wake-up call for everyone. And the nightmare will be short-lived, and the outcome will eventually be better. But it behooves us to learn from Avraham and to stand up and to speak up and to be involved and to be engaged. Not just to sit on social media and then kvetch about it, but learn from Abraham and how he engaged with Almighty God for Sodom and Gomorrah. God bless you and have a great day.